video number 88 for cello students, and in this video we are going to learn number 143 in your book, the Happy Birthday song, which yes is Happy Birthday to You, that one, okay? And so you need to be open to page number 35. You're also going to need a pencil. So if you don't have one handy, pause the video now and go get a pencil. We're going to mark something here. I'm going to teach you something extra that the book doesn't choose to teach you till book 2, okay? I'm going to teach it to you now because I think it's a great time to do that. Now, a couple of things about this song. First of all, yes, it's in G major, just like this whole page has been, right? On the D string, the A string, so 3 fingers in the D, 2 fingers in the A. It's in 3/4 time, and it has a pickup note, okay? So, a couple of things about this. This is the first thing about this. So, you're in 3/4 time. Your first note is a pickup note, and it's a quarter note. Quarter note gets 1 beat. So, I'm going to count 1, 2, and you're going to play on 3. Okay, your first note's on beat 3. Now, here's the thing. Do you remember how in Ode to Joy, there was a place that the rhythm was a little bit different? It had 2 half notes instead of something else, the way Beethoven originally wrote it. Well, this one's going to be the same deal because it's a great time to teach this song, but you don't actually know all the necessary rhythms for this song. So instead of it being Happy Birthday, it's actually like Ha Birthday. Okay, you'll see what I mean when I play it. It's going to go, Happy Birthday to you. All right, if you want to play this for somebody, you can kind of read this, but I would add that you'll know when to change it up. Start down bow and add the extra little D there. Da, 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 da. Okay, that's a rhythm you're not going to learn until book 2. But if you want to play this, let's say that it's Grandma's birthday next week. Be a great time to like FaceTime her and play this song, make it sound really good, and play this song for her. If you can't figure out where to change and add the extra notes, that's okay. Just play it like it's written. Grandma will be thrilled, okay? Or your little brother or sister or your mom or dad, they'll be thrilled for you to play this with them. They'll just like, oh, my baby's so great, and you know, then you don't have to give them that good of a present, you know, or something, and he'll still be happy with you, because those are the kinds of things your parents and grandparents want, is for you to put some time into something to give them, and this is something that you can do, and not everybody can. So this would be a great time for you to do something like that. Okay, now with all that said, there is one more thing. Here I am going to teach you what a fermata is. A fermata is a note that is kind of an unspecified length, okay? It's not like a quarter note where it gets exactly 1 beat, or a half note that gets 2 beats, or dot half note gets 3 beats. It allows you to have a little bit of freedom in what you are going to play. So it's a note that is held a little bit longer than what it says. So if it's a quarter note that has a fermata, it's not 1 beat, it's not 2, it might be longer than 2, it might be a little between 1 and 2. How are you going to know? If you're playing by yourself, you get to decide. If you're playing with a group, whoever the group leader is gets to decide. If you've ever watched a symphony orchestra play, and you see the conductor up there, and they're conducting, and all this stuff is happening, and all of a sudden they stop moving their arms, and they're just doing this, and everyone's holding a note. And then the conductor might do this, and then they stop playing. This part, that was the fermata. And who decides how long? The conductor. When he did this, that's when they all stop playing, okay? When you're playing by yourself, you decide, okay? Since you're going to be trying to play with me, I'll kind of do some motions in this video that'll let you know when. Now, when does this thing called a fermata happen? I'm going to play from the beginning. I don't want you to shadow along. I just want you to follow along in your music and see if you can figure out where it happens, okay? Here's the beginning. Again, it's Ha Birthday, not Happy Birthday. I'm going to count 1, 2, I'll play on 3, and 1, 2. Okay, sorry about that little squeak in there. I kind of forgot what note was next for a second. I have most of the book memorized, but not all of it. So there was one note in there that, you know, you sung this song to somebody before. And you're like, wait, she didn't hold that note long enough. I did exactly what's on the page, with the exception of this week. I did exactly what's on the page, okay? So there was a place in there where you're like going, no, there's supposed to be a half note or something. No, it's not out in the book. That what you are doing every time you sing Happy Birthday, you're actually doing a fermata. Let me show you where it is. You might have already figured it out. It's on this E right here, okay? And the way we mark a fermata is it looks like a little half circle with a dot in the center, okay? Some people call it a frog's eye. It kind of looks like the shape of a frog's eye. Some people call it a bird's eye. And it's just a half circle with a dot, okay? Now, when we get to that E, we're gonna hold it longer. How much longer? When you're playing by yourself, you decide. When you're playing with me, you just follow what I do, okay? So let's shadow bow from the beginning. And please don't add the extra notes. It's gonna have to be Happy Birthday for now. I just suggest you do that if you decide to play for somebody. Remember, in 3/4 time, we have one pickup note. I'm gonna count 1, 2. You go up, go on 3. You're shadow bowing now. And 1, 2. Hold this note, hold the E, and go. Off. Now I kind of held that about 3 beats. So you're thinking, why can't they just write a dotted half note? Dotted half note gets 3 beats. Well, first of all, a fermata gives you the freedom to go a little bit longer, a little bit not quite as long. But also, if we had a dotted half note just stuck in the middle, it'd be too many beats and it'd be a measure of 3/4 time, wouldn't it? So the fermata allows us to still be in 3/4 time, not have to change the time signature and make that note just a little bit longer, okay? Also gives you the freedom to decide how long to hold it. And when you're singing the song, that's the person's name. And if you got somebody with a super long name, we gotta have it longer, right? Okay, now what I want you to do first, before we try playing it from the beginning, play the last 2 measures. This part's kind of tricky. If you haven't been doing much of this, B to G, you gotta keep your B finger down. This is when we practice this in 142. Because if you pick up your B to go to your G, you're gonna get extra sound. Why? Because you're slurring. And if your bow doesn't stop and you pick up your finger, you're gonna get an open A or an open D sound. Trying to get rid of those extra sounds. Keep the B down and slur and cross stings for the G. For the last 2 measures, echo me. And go. Bow B, G, make a tunnel A, G. A tunnel would be really helpful there. Go. B, G, A, G. So you got to pick the B up to play the A, but don't pick it up till after you've played the G. Now I want you to back up 1 note. See, it's a C natural. It's going to be an up bow. It's going to be on beat 3. You're going to play with me. I'm going to count 1, 2. You're going to play up bow, B, G. Okay, play with me. It's the note right after the fermata. C natural, and 1, 2, go. Off. Try it again, and 1, 2, C. Okay, if you're not sure where I'm starting, count notes from the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th note from the end. It's a C natural. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time, and up bow, 1, 2. Okay, now if you can't do that yet, please pause the video and learn it, and then join us again, okay? Now, I want you to start before the end. 1, 2, 3, 4 measures before the end. You should see a high D and a down bow. That's what you should see. Play there until the fermata. Play with me, high D down, and 1, ready, set, go. And hold the note. Do it again, and with me, 4 before the end, ready, set, and go. Hold the note. Again, one more time, and go. And this time, we're gonna go on, okay? How are you gonna know when to play the C? I'm gonna actually tell you. Normally, I would be like conducting it or using my scroll, but since you gotta hear it right now, because you can't see out of the peripheral because it's a screen, you're not gonna see that. So I'm gonna actually tell you when to go, okay? 4 before the end, play with me, 4 before the end. 1, all the way to the end this time. 1, ready, set, go. And hold it, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, that, again, pause the video. That part's pretty tricky. It really is. Pause the video, practice, practice, practice. Join me now because you're ready, and we're at the beginning. I count 1, 2, you play on 3. Up bow, and 1, 2. And hold it, and go. 2. Okay? Remember that long note, the little bird's eye, frog's eye, half circle with a dot, is called a fermata, F-E-R-M-A-T-A, and it means to hold the note longer than what the note calls for. And again, you decide when you're playing by yourself. If you're playing with a group, the group leader decides how long. Fermata, remember that.